more worried about losing your life.
Yeah. That's what every country is dreaming about.
Thank you so much for turning up today. I couldn't be more proud.
Dude at work yesterday told us on Thursday he got his second jab because he bought KISS tickets that cost $800.
Gold Coast! With my beautiful daughters to play my part in holding back the tides of tyranny so that my daughters can make sandcastles. Every parent here has that same duty to their children. Most Australians have grown up in such comfort. We have lived in the afterglow of our fathers' victories. Our entire lives we have reaped the benefits of their hard-won freedom and taken for granted the liberties that they shed their blood for. We've come to think that freedom is cheap, but it wasn't and it isn't. Freedom has never been given by the government. Rights have never been conferred upon the people out of goodwill. No, they have been demanded. They have been won.
Yes.
Through tireless protest, unwavering commitment, the embracement of risk and suffering, and a conviction that cannot be quashed. Slavery, segregation, sexism, none of these oppressive institutions have been overturned without the force of the people. None of the freedoms we enjoy today have been obtained without struggle. And that struggle endures, it always will. There will always be tension between the people and the powers that be. It is a careful balancing act that when tipsy society fall into the clutches of self-seeking autocrats, we are entrusted to make sure that isn't the fate of our nation. There is a blindness in this country that cannot look past the label of liberal democracy and see that Australia is headed for a dystopian nightmare. We're ignoring every red flag, every hallmark of a continent sprinting towards totalitarianism. Wake up, Australia!
Yeah!
While many of us would like to think that our culture is more advanced, more woke, more conscious than the generations before us, the fact is that the Nazis were no less human than we are today. Though the better part of a century has passed since that dark time, we have not evolved past mankind's penchant for cruelty, for discrimination, for indifference. We've just got new excuses for it. Right now, guys, I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Imagine you're watching a movie. It's set in 1953. It's the deep south of America. A white store owner points to the door and says to an African-American man, "You are not welcome in this establishment." Is your first thought? What could he do? The poor store owner. He was going to lose his business. He's going to lose his reputation. Is that what we think? No. That is none of our first thoughts. What we think is we are indignant. We are appalled. You rightly assert there is no excuse, no legal or social ramifications which could defend these actions. I'm a small business owner in the events industry and I have a great deal of empathy for those who have been deeply affected by this pandemic. I've seen people close to me spiral into bankruptcy, agonise over vaccination, lose staff to border closures, and yet none of these are sufficient excuses to subject your fellow human to discrimination. Those people who choose self-preservation over common good, those people who forsake their conscience and oppress others to appease the government. History is not kind to those people, nor should they be. You are not exempt from blame because there are repercussions for doing the right thing, because you might lose your job or be socially ridiculed or fired. Integrity in a time where discrimination is mandated can be costly. But either way, we wear the cost or our children fit the bill. In times like this, we either actively push back against injustice or we passively empower it. Tyrants are not the problem. People's obedience to tyrants is the problem.
Yep.
Without our compliance, tyrants are powerless. Just one final thing, guys. I just want to say is resistance. It will be shaped by either our action or our inaction right now. So will our children languish in the consequences of our cowardice? Or will they, like we did, flourish in the free world that we have fought for?